guys are gonna love this guy. Give it up for Jack Mack.
Awesome, thank you, bro. Starting off a little hot here. Does anyone out there have a bad boss? Does anyone have a shitty boss? Dude, my boss is a real piece of garbage. You know, he's greedy, he's a misogynist, and there's a rumor around the office that he's got a tiny penis. The only problem is I'm self-employed. Thank you. There are some people out there that are kind of upset that Bad Bunny is going to be doing the Super Bowl halftime performance this year. They're upset because he's going to be doing his performance in Spanish, which I thought was a little strange because nobody got upset when Kendrick Lamar did part of his halftime show in Chinese. You guys remember this? Bing bop, bing back, bing bop. I hope I pronounced it correctly, but if you didn't know, it is, I guess, Korean for fuck Drake. Good to know, I thought it was Mandarin, but... little fun fact for you here, a little Snapple fact. Did you guys know that your body sweat is essentially the same thing as like your piss, like your urine? I know. It means that sitting in a sauna is essentially just a form of piss play. You know, you're literally sitting in there giving yourself a golden shower. You know, it's the reason you'll never get me into those disgusting sweat boxes. Not some weirdo sex pervert like Joe Rogan. Pivoting topics here. I've been saying for the last few years, thank God Jeffrey Epstein, killed himself before I become super rich and famous. Because it would have been so easy to trick me onto his plane. It would be like tricking a dumb kid into the back of a van using candy and toys. They're like, hey buddy, you want to go for a ride in the back of my private jet? It's filled with drugs and hookers. Of course I do. I'm not a dork. I'm just thankful that I have enough time to get some credibility, get invited to the Diddy Freak-Off reunion party. I had to have a bit of a fantasy of doing a baby oil slip and slide into Cardi B's ass while she's twerking. I guess I am a bit of a sex pervert like Joe Rogan. This is like a weird thought I had like a few weeks ago. Do you guys think that like a deadbeat dad is kind of like the opposite of a pedophile? Like they hate kids so much that they refuse to be around their own. Just have that as a peace of mind if your dad wasn't around when you were growing up. At least he wasn't at home fucking you. I mean, unless he fucked you before he left. It's kind of the worst of all situations. So I'm sure like most of you have heard the saying, you are what you eat. Well, I've been using that as my excuse for being such a pussy. But I don't really mind being a pussy because the idea of being a dick is really gross to me. And I already tried being an asshole. It wasn't really for me. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Speaking of sayings, you know how people say that like dudes that drive exotic sports cars and like lifted trucks have tiny little micro penises? Does that mean that dudes that drive shitbox beater cars are packing fat hogs? I don't know, just another weird thought I was having. Anyways, if there's any ladies that would like a ride home after the show, I do drive a lifted Lamborghini. Thanks, that's my time. I'm Jack Mack.